Hello, fourth grade. It is Monday, the 27th of April, and this is our language time. We had our Zoom session this morning, and we went over this, but I want you to have, I want to go over it again with you in case you needed to look at it again. I'm also going to upload what I videoed in our Zoom session. But I wanted to make sure that if you needed to see this right away, because sometimes it takes some time to upload on Monday afternoon. So I thought if you want to look at this again right away, I wanted to give you that option. So just going the extra mile for you here, hoping that it will help make everything stronger and more solid in you. All right, so we're learning how to diagram compound subjects and verbs. Compound means more than one person, place, thing, or idea in the sentence, and compound verbs are more than one action that that a person, place, thing, or idea did or was involved in. So I could say like the horse was galloping and trotting all morning. Galloping, trotting, compound verb. If I say the horse and the cow are best friends, horse and cow, compound subject. Okay, more than two or more person, places, things, or ideas, compound subject. Two or more actions in each sentence, compound verb. Okay, so on your paper, I didn't take the time to write this on the board. We're going to do independent work. I have that on the board, but you can see this, so no reason to write it twice. I want to go over it with you. It says, when diagramming compound subjects and verbs, write each part of the compound on a separate line. Write the joining word inside the triangle on the dotted line that connects the parts of the compound subject or verb. So the connecting word, like here, the word and, is right here within the triangle. You see the little triangle there by the dotted line. Okay, so these are examples of how to diagram compound subjects. More than two or more people, places, things, or ideas. Diagramming compound subjects. Okay, so we have English and history are my favorite subjects. So we see on the top line here, English, the connecting word, and then history on the bottom. And then you put your verb, are. Okay? Subject on the left, verb on the right. Then here, compound subject with three people. Devin, Kayla, and I helped Mom clean the house. So we have Devin on the top line, Kayla in the second line, and I on the third line. And we have our connecting word and right here in the triangle, written on the dotted line, and our verb to the right, helped. Subject to the left, verb to the right. And it's to the left and right. I'm going to make this longer for you, of the diagonal line. Okay, that separates subject. I have an S there. You can see it. Subject, verb, subject, verb. Okay? All right. So that's how you diagram a compound subject. Compound verb, look under that. We have the horse whinnied and kicked. Whinnied and kicked. Subject, horse, single line here. Then we have whinnied on the top line, kicked on the bottom line, and the connecting word and in between. Over here, after school, Claire studied, set the table, and practiced her piano lessons. So Claire did three things, compound verbs. She studied, she set, and she practiced. So you put your verb, Claire, on the left. Then on the right, studied, first line, set, second line, practice, third line, your connecting word, and in the middle. All right? Pretty simple. Compound subject and verb. So you can have sentences with two or more people, place, things, or ideas, and two or more actions. Okay? You can have both. So you would do the same thing that you did up here when it was compound, but you just do it on the subject side and the verb side. So you have Lily and Anna mow the lawn and empty the trash. Two people, Lily and Anna. Lily and Anna. Okay, Lily on the top line, Anna on the bottom line. You have your subject and your connecting word in the triangle. And then what did Lily and Anna do? They mowed and they emptied. So mowed, first line, emptied, second line, connecting word, and in the triangle on the dotted line. All right? Here's another example. Now here you have 2 subjects and 3 verbs. That's great. You can have 5, 6 verbs or 5, 6 subjects as long as you diagram that you have the right amount of lines that you need. So here we say, she and her little brother played in the park, fed some pigeons, and then went home. Subjects, she, first line, brother, second line, connecting word, and. What did she and brother do? They played, first line, they fed, second line, they went, third line, connecting word, and. Okay? All right, so that's how you diagram. So let's turn the page, and they've given us our forms right here. All the forms you have in your book, I have up there, and they've given us the sentences, and we just need to plug the subject and the verbs into the right line on the forms. So let's look at the sentences first. First, we have to find our subjects and verbs. So it says, number 1, underline the verbs 2 times and the subjects 1 time. Please be careful to do that, because that's how I know if you are identifying the correct answer. If I see that you have 2 lines, but it's the subject, I'm going to think you think that's a verb. Because when you identify the verb, you underline twice. When you identify the subject, you underline once. So make sure that you follow those directions. Underline the verbs 2 times and the subjects 1 time. Okay, and then it says for number 2, complete the diagrams by writing the subjects and verbs in their appropriate places on the diagramming lines. All right, so number 1, bologna and cheese make a good sandwich. So who or what make a good sandwich? Our subjects are bologna and cheese, right? So underline bologna once, underline cheese once. Don't underline the word and. That's not the subject. That's a connecting word. So underline bologna and cheese once, and then what about bologna and cheese? What's the verb? Make. So underline make twice, okay? That's the verb. So then we're going to put our subject and verbs in the correct diagramming order. So we have bologna, B-O-L-O-G-N-A. We have cheese. That's our compound subject. We write the word and on the dotted line in the triangle, and we write our verb make to the right. So we have subjects on the left, verb on the right. Okay? So fill in yours. Now, capitalize the word bologna, not because it's a proper noun, but in this particular sentence, it is the first word in the sentence. Okay? So capitalize that. All right? Number 2, it says, he stubbed his toe and fell down the steps. I remember stubbing my toe as a kid all the time because we rarely wore shoes in the summer. Okay, we ran around barefoot in those days, tearing through the neighborhood, and I remember always stubbing my toe. And so it hurts. It says, he stubbed his toe and fell down the steps. Who or what stubbed his toe and fell down the steps? What's my subject? Good. He. So underline he once. And what did he do? What are my verbs? He stubbed and he fell. So underline stubbed and fell twice. Okay? So once you do that, now you need to be underlining, not just filling in the diagramming. Okay? Because the first direction says underline the verbs 2 times and the subject 1 time, and then number 2 says complete the diagrams by writing the subjects and verbs in their appropriate places in the diagramming lines. So we need to do both steps, all right? So we said our subject was he. So I'm writing a capital he because it's the first word in the sentence, and it says that he stubbed and fell, and my connecting word, don't forget your connecting word, I put in the triangle on the dotted lines. He stubbed and fell. Okay, we good? Number 3, birds, bees, and butterflies like flowers. Okay, now, who or what like flowers? Birds, underline birds once. Bees, underline bees once. and butterflies. Underline butterflies once, okay? Birds, bees, butterflies. And what about birds, bees, and butterflies? What's my verb? Good, they like. Underline like twice, okay? Then we're going to plug it in. So our subjects are birds. I'm capitalizing birds because it's the first word in the sentence. Bees. This is a compound subject with 3 words. And is my connecting word, and my verb is like. Okay, so can you all see that? Bees, birds, and butterflies like. All right? Now look at number 4. The rainbow comes and goes. Who or what comes and goes? What's my subject? Rainbow. You underline rainbow once. And then what about the rainbow? It comes and it goes. So comes and goes are our verbs. Don't underline the word and. That's a connecting word. Underline comes twice, underline goes twice. So we have our subject, which is rainbow. Okay? And we said our verbs are comes and goes. And we write our, let me see if I can move around here. We write our connecting word and. Okay? Comes and goes. Number 5, the swing and the slide were a lot of fun. Okay? Who or what were a lot of fun? What are my subjects? Swing, slide. All right? 2 of them, compound. And my verb is a state of being verb, which is just were. There's no action there. Still a verb, right? Just as much a verb. So we have a compound subject. We have swing, slide. When you are diagramming, you have to put them in the order that you read them in the sentence. So it didn't say slide. It didn't say, it said swing and slide, not slide and swing. If it said slide and swing, I would have put in slide first. Put slide first and swing second. Okay? But it says swing and slide. And then and is my connecting word. And I think the verb was, were. So I put my verb to the right. Subjects on the left of the diagonal line, of the vertical line, and verbs on the right. Okay? Now, think B. Underline the verbs 2 times and the subject 1 time. On notebook paper, diagram each subject and verb. Okay? So I want you to find your subjects and verbs for this. And then I want you to diagram the odd numbers. So 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Okay? Every form that you need, type of form you see in Think A. Does it have 2 subjects and 1 verb? Then it's going to be a diagram like this one. 2 subject, 1 verb. Does it have 1 subject, 2 verbs? Then you're going to set it up like that. And you can obviously look back on page 163. So every form you need, part of your grade for this is going to be, do you have the correct form? All right? So if there are multiple subjects, meaning more than 1, you set it up. Here's 3 subjects and 1 verb. You should know how to do that. Okay? By looking at these pictures. Get a ruler or use the lines of your paper for those horizontal lines, those lines going from left to right, so that it could be as clear as possible. Make it big enough for me to read them. Diagram 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Just the odd numbers. Okay? All right. So do a good job on that, and we will continue with learning more about pronouns throughout the rest of this week in language.